Hello everybody! Why do some people pay 10 times more for a Porsche than a Honda, even though it won't get them to their destination 10 times faster? It's the same reason your competitors can charge more, attract more attention, and win better clients without necessarily delivering more value. And it all comes down to positioning and messaging. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to post content and what that content should say so that you attract high value clients. And before we begin, this funnel is sponsored by the Leads Funnel Kit. More on that later. And step number one is this. Show your puzzle pieces, or as I like to call it, the reverse engineering approach. And when I implemented this, everything changed. Sales calls converted more, landing pages performed better. I even got more replies on LinkedIn and email. And it became from a simple idea I learned from watching a TED talk by Simon Sinek. He shared a framework built on 3 circles: what, how, and why. He went on to mention that most businesses talk about what they do. Some explain how they do it, but very few understand why they exist and the why. Your purpose, belief, the reason your business exists is actually what people connect with. Now, here's the practical way to uncover it. I call it the reverse engineering approach. Instead of starting with your service, start with your customer. Step into their shoes, identify the pain that they want to move away from, identify the results they're trying to achieve, and then, and only then, show them how your offer helps you get there. That's how you craft your messaging. That's how you post content that resonates. In other words, show your puzzle pieces, help them to see how everything fits together for them, not just for you. And this works in any industry, by the way, B2B, HVAC, photography, legal and accounting. It doesn't matter because you're not leading with features, you're leading with understanding. And if this feels daunting, visit the link below from our sponsor and sign up for access to free resources to help you with reverse engineering your approach, your why. And now that you understand how to anchor your messaging in your customer's why, let's move on to step 2. And step 2 is even more simple. Solve the $100, not the $2,500 one. And let me share with you a personal experience of mine to illustrate this. A few years ago, I had an issue in my apartment in London. The kitchen cooker stopped working. I got 3 quotes, and the first 2 companies tried to sell me a brand new kitchen. Not a repair to the cooker, a full renovation. They said the cooker was outdated and that replacing just the cooker itself would look odd in the kitchen. And so they wanted me to fully renovate. Only after I pushed back did they offer to fix the small issue. But by then, the trust was gone. The third company, however, walked in and said, "You just got a small problem, Mark. It's an old burner socket." He replaced it for about $100. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't perfect, but it solved my immediate problem. And when I was ready months later to fully remodel, guess who I went back to? I went straight back to them. And not only did I upgrade the cooker, I renovated the entire kitchen. Here's the lesson. Most businesses market their 2,500 solutions, the big projects, the complex engagements, the impressive case studies, but they ignore the $100 problems their customers are actively trying to solve right now. And if you want to attract high-value clients, start by building trust. Create content that says something like this. Everybody tells you to do X, but here's a simpler alternative. Identify your version of the old burner socket, the small tactical fixes that deliver immediate relief, make them specific, make them practical, and give them that $100 solution away for free in your content. Because when you do help someone solve the small problem first, you position yourself for the larger engagement later. And now that you're solving the right problems and building trust, let's move to step 3. Step 3 is this: never sell them. And I call this the Bootstrap Principle. And before I made the shifts, all my posts ended with things like book a call or DM me or request a free quote. And yes, it brought in clients, but most of the time we just weren't a good fit for each other. They were price shopping and not value shopping. I was attracting for people looking for a deal and not a partner. So think about it like this. Imagine you're on holiday in a tourist area. One restaurant has somebody outside holding a sign, free appetizer with any meal. Most of the people who walk in are excited about the freebie, not the quality of the food. Now imagine another restaurant with a sign that says, "See why we have the best burgers in town." The people who walk in there, they're curious about quality, about reputation, and about experience. That's the difference. If your content constantly says, "Book now, limited spots," or "Don't miss out," you'll attract urgency-driven buyers. But if you say, "Here's what I'm seeing," or "Here's what's working," or "Here's what's not working," you attract thoughtful buyers. So, for example, instead of "Want to grow your business, DM me," try "Notice these 3 patterns in businesses that scale past 5 million. Here's what they are." And here's the important thing. You're not removing calls to action. You're elevating them. Make the lead click for insight, not a pitch. Bootstrap entrepreneurs don't need convincing. They need proof. And if you want help refining this approach, there's a link below from our sponsor where you can sign up and access the free resources guide to get you through this. Now you've stopped selling and started proving. Let's move on to step 4. Step 4 is giving them the keys, sometimes called the ownership framework. And here's the mistake many service providers make without realizing it. They create dependency. And for premium clients, that's a red flag. One of their biggest fears is losing control, being locked into vendors who own absolutely everything, control everything, and make it really hard to leave. Think about it like this. Think about renting a property versus owning a house. When you rent, you can't repaint the walls. You can't redesign the kitchen. And if your landlord sells, you're out. You're using someone else's asset and not yours. Premium clients don't want that. They pay for expertise. They don't pay for gatekeeping. So your content should demonstrate that you're not trying to trap them. You're giving them the keys from day one. So how does this apply to your content, I hear you say? Make content that makes them less dependent on you, not more. Say things like, "Here's exactly how we do this. You could implement it yourself if you wanted," or "Here are the tools we use, why we chose them, and what the alternatives are." And make sure you share your process. Remove the mystery, no gatekeeping, because here's the truth. Most of them will not do it themselves. They simply don't have the time, and that's why they'll pay good money for you. But when they see you're confident enough to hand over the blueprint, you position yourself as a partner and not a vendor. And that confidence, that's what makes you more premium. And now that you've shown confidence by giving them the keys, let's move on to the final step. Step 5 is always be here, otherwise known as the accessibility signal. And what's the difference between standard primary care and concierge care? They are always here, not because the concierge doctor has nothing to do, but because they make you feel like you matter. That's the signal you want to send. Before somebody becomes a premium client, they're a prospect, and they're evaluating you just as much as you're evaluating them. This is where accessibility matters. Start with your messaging. Use language like, "I'm always here. Ask any questions you have, and if I don't have the answer, I'll help you to find it." Be proactive and not reactive. If a conversation goes quiet, follow up. Respond to comments with thoughtful replies, not just likes and AI. Make your DMs and email accessible and avoid scarcity-driven language. Instead of limited spots, say always happy to talk about this. But this isn't about being available 24/7. It's about signaling I care, I'm paying attention, and I'm thinking about your business even when you're not. Premium clients are going to notice that immediately. And those are the 5 steps to attract and convert high-value clients. And if you'd like any help implementing any of this, visit the link to our sponsor below to sign up for the free resources on how to do everything mentioned in this video. And if you prefer a more hands-on approach, you can also reach out to them to get practical guidance on applying these steps efficiently and effectively. Thank you so much for listening.